Last month, I did something that honestly made me sick to my stomach. I tracked every single dollar I paid simply because I didn't have enough money in the first place. I'm talking about fees, penalties, premiums, and inefficiencies that only exist because my bank account was too low. I called it my broke tax, and by the end of the month, the number was so absurd that I genuinely considered just putting it in a video, because I needed someone else to validate that I wasn't losing my mind. The total? $847. That is $847 that I paid in one single month just for the crime of not having enough cash on hand. That's more than my car payment. That's more than my grocery bill. And here's the part that really twisted the knife. If I had just $5,000 sitting in my account at the beginning of the month, my broke tax would have been $0. Let me walk you through exactly where that money went. Because I promise you, you are paying this tax too. You just don't realize it because it's death by 1,000 cuts. And by the end of this video, you're going to see your own finances completely differently. My name is Tani, and I make decent money on paper. I'm not rich, but I'm not supposed to be struggling. Yet every month, I felt like I was drowning. So I decided to track the invisible costs of not having a cushion. If you've ever felt like your paycheck evaporates before you even get a chance to use it, hit that subscribe button because what I found is going to make you furious. Alright, let's start with the obvious one. Bank fees. On the third day of the month, I got hit with a $35 overdraft fee. Here's what happened. I had $18 in my checking account. I forgot about a $12 Spotify subscription. That put me at $6. But then my phone bill auto-drafted for $55. Boom. $35 overdraft fee. Now, my bank has overdraft protection. But here's the scam. Overdraft protection costs $10 per transfer. So if I had money in my savings, they would move it over and charge me $10 for the privilege of accessing my own money. But I didn't have money in savings, so they just hit me with the $35 fee and let the phone bill bounce, which triggered a $25 return payment fee from my phone company. So in one morning, I paid $60 in fees because I was $37 short. Let that sink in. I paid $60 to borrow $37 for less than 24 hours. If you calculate the April on that, it's over 58,000%. And before you say, Tani, just keep track of your account. Yeah, I know. But when you're living that close to the edge, one forgotten subscription is a financial catastrophe. This is what I mean by the broke tax. Rich people don't pay this. They have $10,000 in checking. Subscriptions are just noise. Running total, $60. Next, let's talk about my car insurance. This one made me irrationally angry when I realized what was happening. I pay my car insurance monthly because I can't afford to pay the 6-month premium upfront. My monthly payment is $187. But if I could pay the whole 6 months at once, the total would be $980. Let me do that math for you. I am paying $142 extra over 6 months just because I see it come up with $980 upfront. That's a 14.5% interest rate on car insurance. They don't call it interest. They call it a payment plan fee or an installment charge. But it's interest. I am financing my insurance, and the company is making an extra $142 of me because I'm broke. And it's not like I can just save up for it, because I'm paying the monthly premium, which is inflated, which means I never have the surplus to switch to the lump sum. I'm trapped in the expensive payment plan because I can't afford the cheap payment plan. This is the Boots theory in action. Running total, $60 plus $24 this month's share of that $142 annual penalty equals $84. Now let's talk about food. This is where it gets depressing. I don't have a Costco membership. I can't afford the $60 annual fee, and even if I could, I don't have the upfront cash to buy in bulk. So I shop at the grocery store near my apartment, and I buy small quantities. I tracked my spending for the month, and I spent $320 on groceries. I compared my receipts to what the same items would cost at Costco. Same brands, same quantities over the month. The Costco total would have been $210. I paid $110 extra just because I couldn't afford to buy the big pack of chicken breasts or the 30-roll pack of toilet paper. Think about that. I paid 50% more for the exact same food because I was shopping poor. And this isn't even counting the fact that I don't have a car, so I have to take the bus to the grocery store, which is $2.5 each way. That's another $20 a month in bus fare just to get groceries. If I had a car, I could drive to the cheaper store farther away, but I can't afford a car, so I'm stuck paying the convenience store premium and the bus fare. Running total $84 plus $110 food premium plus $20 bus fare equals $214. Alright, now let's talk about laundry. I don't have a washer and dryer in my apartment. There's a laundromat 2 blocks away. I go every Sunday. It costs $3.5 to wash, $2.75 to dry. I usually do 2 loads. That's $12.5 a week, $50 a month. My friend has a washer and dryer in his house. He pays maybe $5 a month in water and electricity for laundry. I'm paying $50. I'm paying $45 extra per month, $540 a year, because I can't afford an apartment with a washer and dryer. That $540 could literally buy me a used washer and dryer. But I don't have the space or the upfront cash, so I'm stuck in the expensive cycle. Running total $214 plus $45 equals $259. Here's one I didn't even realize until I started tracking. My credit score is 580. It's not great. So when I needed to replace my broken phone last year, I couldn't qualify for the 0% financing that Apple offers. Instead, I went through one of those rent-to-own places. I'm paying $42 a month for a phone that retails for $350. Over 18 months, I'll have paid $756. I'm paying $406 extra for a phone because my credit score is bad. My credit score is bad because I missed a payment 3 years ago when I couldn't afford rent and the phone bill in the same week. So I'm paying a penalty today for being broke in the past. The broke tax has compound interest. Running total $259 plus $23 this month's share of that $406 penalty equals $282. Now, let's talk about late fees. I pay my rent on the 1st, but I get paid on the 3rd. My landlord charges a $75 late fee if rent isn't in by the 1st. I've tried explaining the situation, but the lease is the lease. So every single month, I pay $75 just because my payday doesn't align with my rent due date. If I had $2,000 in my account at all times, this wouldn't be an issue. I'd pay rent on the 1st, my paycheck would come on the 3rd, and I'd replenish the account. Running total $282 plus $75 equals $357. Let's talk about health. I needed to go to the dentist. I had a cavity. The dentist said if I fill it now, it's $180. If I wait, it'll become a root canal. This month's payment is $100. But the real cost is the $1,020 I wouldn't have had to pay if I'd just had $180 2 months ago. I'm paying $85 extra per month because I couldn't afford the cheap fix. Running total $357 plus $100 equals $457. Now here's one that's subtle but brutal. I don't have Amazon Prime. It costs $15 a month, and I just can't justify it. But that means when I need to order something, I have to either pay shipping, which is usually $6 to $8, or I have to buy enough to get free shipping, which means I buy stuff I don't need right now just to hit the $35 minimum. This month, I needed dish soap. It was $4. Shipping was $7. So I added other stuff to get to $35 to get free shipping. I spent $35 to avoid $7 in shipping, but I only needed $4 worth of stuff. That's $31 in purchases I wouldn't have made if I had Prime, or if I just paid the $7 shipping. If I had Prime, that dish soap would have been $4, delivered free. Instead, I spent $35. My lack of $15 a month for Prime cost me an extra $31 this month. Running total $457 plus $31 equals $488. Let's talk about my phone plan. I'm on a prepaid plan because I can't pass the credit check for a postpaid plan. My prepaid plan is $55 a month for 5 gigabytes of data. My coworker has a postpaid family plan. His line costs $30 a month for unlimited data because he's part of a 4-person plan. I'm paying $25 more per month, $300 more per year, for worse service because I don't have good credit, and I can't afford to join a family plan because I don't have a family with good credit. The broke tax applies to my phone bill. Running total $488 plus $25 equals $513. Here's a weird one. Convenience fees. I had to pay my electric bill. If I pay online, there's a $3.5 convenience fee. If I pay by phone, there's a $5 fee. The only way to avoid the fee is to mail a check or pay in person at their office, which is 45 minutes away by bus. I don't have checks. Ordering checks costs $20, and I'd use maybe to a year. So I pay online and eat the $3.5 fee every month. That's $42 a year. My friend has checks because he has a real bank account with free checks. He pays 0 fees. Running total $513 plus $3.5 equals $516.5. Alright, here's one that really pissed me off. I needed to cash my paycheck. I don't have a bank account with mobile deposit. My bank is a local credit union, and their app is terrible. So I have to go to one of those check cashing places. They charge 2% of the check amount. My paycheck is $1,850. 2% is $37. I paid $37 just to access my own money. $37 times 12 months is $444 a year. If I had a better bank, I could mobile deposit for free, but I don't, so I pay the broke tax. Running total $516.5 plus $37 equals $553.5. Now, let's talk about opportunity cost, because this one is invisible, but huge. I had a chance to buy a used desk from someone on Facebook Marketplace for $40. It was a great deal, but I didn't have $40 in cash that week, so I didn't buy it. 2 weeks later, I needed a desk for my new work from home setup. I had to buy one from Target for $120. I paid $80 extra because I couldn't afford the deal when it was available. This happens constantly. The brake pads for my car are $50 if I buy them online and install them myself. But I didn't have $50, so I waited until they were grinding metal on metal. Then I had to take it to a shop, and they charged me $300 because I damaged the rotors. I'm going to be conservative and say this month I lost $100 in opportunity costs because I couldn't afford to buy things when they were cheap. Running total $553.5 plus $100 equals $653.5. Let's talk about predatory lending. I had an emergency. My cat got sick. The vet bill was $280. I didn't have it. I took out a payday loan. The loan was $300, and I had to pay back $360 into weeks when I got paid. That's $60 in interest for a 2-week loan. That's in April of 521%. But here's the thing. If I hadn't taken the loan, my cat might have died. So what choice did I have? I paid the $60, and that $60 came out of my next paycheck, which meant I was short again, which started the whole cycle over. Running total $653.5 plus $60 equals $713.5. All right, last one. And this is the one that broke me. My car registration was due. It is $185. But I didn't have $185, so I drove with expired tags for 3 weeks. I got pulled over. The ticket was $380, so instead of paying $185, I ended up paying $565. I paid $380 extra because I couldn't afford $185. Running total $713.5 plus $133.5. The extra I paid beyond the registration equals $847. $847 in 1 month, just for being broke. Now, here's what really made me angry when I added all this up. If I had started the month with $5,000 in my account, a basic emergency fund, almost all of these fees would have been avoidable. The overdraft fees, gone. I'd have had $5,000 as a buffer. The late rent fee, gone. I could pay on the first. The car registration ticket, gone. I'd have paid on time. The payday loan, gone. I'd have had the cash for the vet. That $5,000 would have saved me $847 in 1 month. This is the system. This is how it works. Being broke is expensive, and the expenses make sure you stay broke. So what did I do? I got angry, and I used that anger as fuel. I picked the biggest leak first. For me, it was the $75 rent late fee. That was $900 a year. So I called my landlord and begged for a payment date change. Didn't work. So I asked my employer if they could pay me 2 days earlier. They said no, so I asked a friend for a $1,000 loan. I explained the math. I said, if you lend me $1,000, I can stop paying $75 a month in late fees. I'll pay you back $100 a month, but I'll actually be saving $75 a month by not paying the fee. My friend said yes. And just like that, I plugged the biggest leak. That $75 a month went into a jar. In 6 months, I had $450 saved. I used it to pay the car insurance in a lump sum, saving another $24 a month. That $24 went into the jar. It's been 10 months since I started tracking my broke tax. I'm not rich. I'm not even comfortable yet. But last month, my broke tax was $140. It's still too high, but it's not $847. Every dollar I stop paying in broke tax is a dollar I can use to escape the next trap. And slowly, trap by trap, I'm buying my way out. If you've ever felt like the system is rigged against you, you're right. It is. But now, you can see the gears. You can see exactly where your money is bleeding out. And you can choose which leak to plug first. Track your broke tax for 1 month. I promise it'll make you angry. Use that anger. If this video helped you see the invisible costs you're paying, smash that like button and subscribe, because we are going to keep breaking down the traps until we are all free. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.